So in our profession, we talk about the three domains, but in practice, the three are not often integrated. Hence, education programs and national associations get tagged with teaching items that are not of use in practice. How might you start to address this coming fresh from an educational institution? I think that the three domains, career, vocational, social emotion, academics, are really important to the counseling program. I think it depends on what level you're working. Specifically elementary, I think they deal more with social emotional and academics. And then you get into the, high school, and that's where you deal more with the career, vocational, and academics. One of the high schools that I was doing my practicum at didn't want counselors to be focusing too much on social emotional. They would refer out for that. And so they really made it clear that they didn't want counselors coming in that were previously in social work. They were actually interviewing for a counselor position when I was doing my practicum, and the VP was very open about things with me, and she confided in me, and she told me that somebody had applied and they came from the social work, and they seemed to focus more on social emotional, and they didn't hire her because of that. I think that coming straight from, straight out of a school, just new to this profession and having learned so much about all three, I think that it's something that we need to keep up with. But maybe it's not, we might not be using all three, we might not be implementing all three, but I think it's very important to keep up with the three domains, because you never know where you're going to end up. And I think middle school uses all three. I know, of course, obviously academics, and they do dip into career, vocational. Actually, they do that a lot, because I was just talking to a counselor from there, and they are doing a lot of that. But they're also doing a lot of social emotional, especially the school that I was substituting at. They did a lot of social emotional with those kids. It was a low income, low socioeconomic, community, and they did have to deal with a lot of the social emotional stuff because of the population they're dealing with. But I think coming straight from school, it would be nice to advocate for it. But to be honest with you, I think that given that we're new, we're really going to have to try and adapt to the school that we're at. I've learned a lot about, or I've heard a lot about just kind of going with the flow of things at whatever school you're at, because you're new and you want to learn what their, what is it called? Their, the environment there, and how they work and what they focus on, and you kind of have to do what they do. And then once you've become a seasoned counselor, or maybe a few years, you can start trying to make change or trying to address the different things. That's why I think the class where we did the comprehensive guidance program was really informative, because you start taking in the needs and you start implementing what's things to help those needs, or to make the school counseling program a little bit more comprehensive.